G'day, Tom Gehrman, sales representative at Apex Results Realty located in Burlington, Ontario. I operate from Grimsby through to West Mississauga and beyond. So, January 18th, 2016, New Year. We're sort of in winter. It snowed. It has rained as well this year, but it snowed 3 times on Sunday when I was in Hamilton there. Snowed, looked outside. Oh, it's coming down. Not too bad. Nice layer of snow everywhere. Look away. Look back in 20 minutes. It's all gone. Go back to conversation. Look outside again. Guess what? 3 times. 3 times. So, winter is not fully here yet in Canada. It happens. Interest rates are low. I'm starting to see some property coming on the market. It is not busy right now. This is not the peak time to list. This is not when you see activity. But interest rates are so low, people are already starting to look. And with that, as the Bank of Canada drops its rate, are other banks going to follow suit? I'm not a mortgage broker, but everyone's consensus is not really. If there's a 0.25% drop, you may see 0.1%. Maybe. Depending on the product offered and everything else that goes along with it. Now, if what they have said is correct, if we're not going to see interest rates move at all for 2016, they're not going to go up, there'll be a hiccup for a couple of days or a week or two or a month or so. It'll bump up, so you won't pay 2.69%, it'll be 2.89%. Not a big thing. But I don't think that'll really actually happen. I think the banks will hold constant. They're going to have some good profitability off of this if everything works out for them, and it hasn't not worked out for them in the last 15 years. So, expect interest rates to stay low this year. First-time home buyer, what this means for you is you're in competition. If it's a starter, it's going to be attractive to a lot of people out there. There are some new rules that may be coming down the pipe regarding getting a mortgage, down payments, all that. Maybe later. So people are going to want to get in sooner. Spring market expected to be hot. Now it's January 18th. I have not seen a lot of property listed currently. There's always property listed for sale. People who want to sell, it's just taking them longer for whatever reason. What's going to happen? End of February, beginning of March. By mid-March, you're going to start to see properties hitting. It will depend on the weather. If it does get cold, it's supposed to be a cold winter when it finally hits, and it's starting to, people aren't going to want to go out and be looking at property. They're going to want to focus on work, going home, getting past being sick. When the weather breaks, it will go crazy. April, May, I'm anticipating being insane at this point. Crystal ball, clear as mud, that's my guess. Estimate, guesstimate, that's the reality of what it is. I do have 10 years experience in the industry, so I think it's going to be a hot summer. Sorry, hot spring, and it'll probably be warm to a hot summer for real estate. So, interest rates are incredibly low. Not a lot of product on right now. Hard to get what's going on. I'm sure people are getting themselves ready. I do have one buyer who was talking to me, and he wants to start looking when some things firm up for him. That'll be later on in the year, so not the spring market. And you know what? This year, get that house ready. If you're a seller, get it ready, declutter it, make it look nice. The buyers are going to start walking in. When that market hits, you could be facing the same thing like last year, 6, 7, 8 offers at a time. And they're going to walk in, and if the house looks nice, they won't have the time to come back 2, 3 times. It'll be walk in, take a look around. It looks really nice. It looks neat, finished. It's decluttered. I can see myself living here, and you'll have multiple offers. But again, not till the spring market is really here, and then it could go crazy. Buyers, you have to be ready to move. I tell all first-time buyers, we go in, you look, you love it, you want to think about it, you lose it. Okay. You go in, you think about it, you lose it. You go in, you love this one, you're going to think about it, you lose it. You learn to do all the judgment on the area to make sure that the neighborhood's right, you're close enough to schools or shopping or highway access, whatever else you're looking for. When you walk into a unit or just the property is, and you look at it and say, wow, this is nice, you put the offer in then and there. Hopefully by that point, sellers are not turning around saying 3 or 5 days before offers are accepted. Excuse me. Now, if you've already purchased or you're going to purchase now, and the concern is, what if interest rates go up? Again, I'm not a mortgage broker, but I'm starting to look at this for my clients and suggesting, okay, buy the property. First-time home buyer, lock yourself in at a fixed rate for 5 years. When you hear interest rates are going to go up and you're concerned about it, you can go to them and say, I want to refinance, I want to break the mortgage, and then turn around and refinance for another 5-year fixed term. Now, that's for the first-time home buyers, or anybody else, honestly, who's got a mortgage coming due in the next 2 or 3 years. If it's going to start coming due soon, go talk to the bank, especially if your interest rates are going to go up. Not this year, not 2016, maybe not even 2017, but when you hear interest rates are going up, get in there and say, this is what I'd like to do. There'll be a penalty, but you're buying yourself 5 more years at a fixed rate. Now, for the resellers. So you're a seller, you're moving from the starter, or you stretch yourself at one point 10, 15 years ago maybe. You're looking at the kids now and they're going to high school and you want a bigger house because you need space, because they are physically bigger. You may come into the situation where you will not have the time to list and then go looking. You may have to choose to either throw yourself in the market and say, I want a long closing, and hope that everything works out, or that you'll find a place, and when you list your property and you sell in 3 days, you're going to realize what it's like when the market is super hot. That's what it will do. The other option you will have, if the market does heat up, like I'm anticipating toward the end of spring, you can turn around and say, all right, find the house, make sure your house is ready, the paperwork is all signed, the only thing not on it is the date and that final signature making it a listing, putting the property on MLS. Go find the house you want, purchase it, go conditional for 3 days or 5 days on your finance if you can get in, and if they will accept conditions still. Go for a long closing, turn around, sell your place, list it, listen to the market. This is in the spring market. I've had people come to me in past and they insist that summer is the hot time of the year. It is so hot you have to have air conditioning on. It's very humid and muggy with all the pollution and stuff in South Ontario. That's why it's a hot summer. It may well be a busy summer, but it may not work out that way this year. There's too many other factors at play. I can't go that far and be accurate in any way, shape, or form. I can tell you the spring will be hot for a while. So, my suggestion, you've got 2 options. You can find a property. If the market's hot, you can put an offer in conditional sale of your property and say, I'm going to sell my property and I just listed it and I'm sure we'll get top dollar for it. And they're going to turn around and say, no. Maybe 3 days, if that, if they like your offer. So, if you're moving up, you have to make a decision. You list, and if you sell immediately, you have to hope you can find something in the area and everything else you're looking for. You can look for the dream house, put the offer in, go for a long closing, turn around, list your property for sale. If it works out, and it does for a lot of people, you have to listen to feedback and you need an offer quickly because you want that stress removed from yourself. It's all good. With that, what if you sell and you get full price, cash? They want you out in 3 weeks and your property's not going to be ready for 2 months. You call a portable on-demand storage place or any place that will basically, you can put your stuff into a storage locker or whatever, and you move. If the market continues getting hot over that spring and you see prices have gone up another $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, hey, you're laughing even though you spent a little bit of money on doing something like that. What do you do to live? Hopefully you have family, friends, or something like that in the area. Or you may have to bite the bullet. I've seen people actually go for the long-term apartments, going for a 3 or 4 week or even longer rental term, and looking at hopefully no kids at that point. It does happen. Or you're looking to say it's summer, you guys are off, you're going to camp. Kids go away, mom and dad go into a short-term rental locally, everything's in storage, you move in. Anyway, that's it. Historically, I've seen busy years. Last year was insane. This year is going to be insane as well, I think, for at least part of it. People are going to be doing the I'm stalking, oh my gosh, look at the market, oh, I've got to get in on it. And they're going to go, people are already feeling the pressure. But there's not a lot coming on the market, and they should probably wait until this weather at least starts to break. Then they can get it and purchase properly when there's a bunch of stuff on the market just starting to hit. So, last video I put up, I talked about the whole year in review. It was a rough year for myself on the personal side. That's okay. Got past it, sort of. Wrote some books for real estate. If someone's looking about like what realtors do, there's some misconceptions. I believe I put the link in down below. So go check it out on either Amazon or Kobo or iBooks. You can find me. Just look up Tom German, Germann. I've got 2 more coming out shortly. One is for realtors, talking about the ups and downs, the roller coaster emotional ride you go through. And the other one is actually for buyers, first-time home buyers. What they need to do, how the whole cycle works. Why is it a 4-year cycle for a first-time home buyer? I'm not really here to promote the book, but it's something I was working on, and I keep getting asked questions. So, in person, of course, the whole YouTube thing, social media, and all people get a hold of me that way, or they want to get together for coffee or a chat. So, what's happened is I wrote these out. So, for the people out there, read it, take a look at it, get a feel for what we do. If you're a first-time home buyer, there's a lot. I sit down with my guys and I'm talking for about 2 hours about what can happen, what the market's like, areas, all the things they should be doing in advance, things they should expect during the search that people are not aware of. Now, the internet, the Google searches and stuff have really helped, but make sure you're looking in your area if you're following something like that. Okay, it doesn't do you a lot of good if you're looking at the rules of real estate in England or Texas and you're looking to purchase in Grimsby. The basics are the same. I want to buy a property, I'm going to pay the money. I will then own a property along with the bank. But there's a lot of fine-tuning and detail that goes in there that is different. Anyway, I've talked a long time about this. Spring market is going to be hot. I'm hoping to post in February. I may not be able to. I'll be away for 10 days right in the middle, doing some fun stuff. And I'm actually quite busy with other projects. Real estate, it's interesting. A lot of people are looking right now. A lot of them are also looking for investment properties, and then they back off. Not quite sure why they are. It's not the right time. There's uncertainty. There is some concern in the whole economy. If you're looking at purchasing in Toronto, go buy new. Go buy new, take possession in 2 years if you're an investor, and deal with it that way. I'll probably have to post later on about that. Anyway, you take care. Have yourselves a great day. Now, no matter what the market turns out to be like, no matter what happens, you remember to always stay positive.